Um, Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. I hereby call this first day, second special Senate session to order. Today is April 24th, 2026. Friday, the time is 11:14 a.m. here at the Senate Chamber, Vice Speaker Suspi Mafnas Memorial Building in Capitol Hill. It is my honor to be here today presiding over today's session. And I also like to welcome everybody watching on television number 20, channel 23, the Senate's YouTube page, and the Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature Facebook page. Before we begin with today's agenda, I kindly ask that we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. And with that, I kindly ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Presente.
Senator Calvo,
Present.
Senator Castro,
Estiga.
Senator Cruz,
Here.
Senator Hofschneider,
Yay.
Mr. President,
Here.
Senator Magofnia,
Present.
Senator Manglonya Donald,
Present.
Senator Manglonya Paul,
Here.
Mr. President, all 9 members are present.
With all 9 members present, we have the requisite number to proceed with today's special Senate session. Please let the record reflect that Senator Babalta is attending virtually here. Before moving on to our public comment, I would like to take this opportunity to thank and introduce the LB staff assisting us with this Senate session here today. We have our legal counsel, Mr. Joe Bermudez, our Senate clerk, Ms. Dolores Bermudez, our IT manager, Mr. Jonathan Diaz, our Sergeant-at-Arms, Mr. Benjamin Terlaki, our senior legislative assistant, Ms. Jolyn Duenas-Tagabao, and our Senate Journal Clerk, Ms. Valerie Uggan. And with that, we will move on to public comments. I recognize the floor leader for the proper motions.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I move to suspend pertinent rules to withdraw House Bill 2496 from the Committee on Fiscal Affairs.
Second.
There has been a motion to withdraw a communication from Fiscal Affairs and has been seconded. Discussion? Ready? Clerk, call the roll.
Senator Babalta, Senator Calvo,
Yes.
Senator Castro,
Ungan.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Ungan.
Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Donald,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Paul,
Yes.
Senator Babalta, Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President, 8 members voting yes.
With 8 members voting yes, the motion offered by the floor leader is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I move to suspend pertinent rules to accept Senate Communication 24-217.
There has been a motion offered by the floor leader to accept Senate Communications 24-217 and has been seconded. Under discussions. Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta, Senator Calvo,
Yes.
Senator Castro,
Ungan.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Ungan.
Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Donald,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Paul,
Yes.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President, 8 members voting yes.
With 8 members voting yes, the motion offered by the floor leader is hereby adopted. And floor leader 1-1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Lastly, I move to suspend pertinent rules to amend the agenda to include House Bill 24-96 on today's bill calendar.
Second.
There's been a motion offered by the floor leader to place House Bill 24-96 on today's agenda for action and has been seconded. Under discussion? Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Calvo,
Yes.
Senator Castro,
Ungan.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Ungan.
Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Donald,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Paul,
Yes.
Senator Babalta, Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President, all 8 members voting yes.
With all 8 members voting yes, House Bill 24-46 is hereby placed on today's agenda. Now we'll go on to our public comment. This is a portion of our agenda where we allow the public to provide any comments they would like on any of the agenda items before us today. Please keep your comments to about 5 minutes and state your name and the entity that you represent, or if you're speaking on behalf of yourself. Public comments are now open.
Good morning, Mr. President, and to this honorable August body. I would like to, I have 2 public comments that I would like to provide, but they do seriously does affect the CNMI, as we currently stand. One of them is the under communications from the Senate, Part 4, Senate Communication number 24-215. Mr. President, members of the Senate, I rise this morning on an urgent matter of public interest involving ratepayer protection, regulatory continuity at the Commonwealth Public Utility Commission, and the integrity of the CNMI Renewable Energy RFP solar procurement, including any proposed 25-year obligation that could bind the people of this Commonwealth, and that's to include all of us. Let me be clear at the outset. I am not here to influence the merits of any contested case or pending docket. I'm here to demand transparency, clean process, and public accountability because ratepayers are already under extreme pressure from utility costs, and the public deserves confidence that oversight is not being weakened at the wrong time. First, the public record reflects that Chairman James Cyrock was nominated to continue serving as a PUC-CPUC commissioner, and then that renomination was rescinded or withdrawn from further proceedings. Chairman Cyrock's public posture has consistently emphasized ratepayer protection, transparency, and regulatory oversight. So my first question is direct. Mr. President, what is the official documented reason for rescinding or withdrawing Chairman Cyrock's nomination to continue serving as commissioner? If the reason is procedural, say so, and identify what must be cured. If the reason is legal, identify the specific basis. If it is related to performance, state the documented findings, because when a nomination is pulled without explanation, especially during active ratepayer impacting issues, it creates the appearance that oversight is being compromised. Second, we are facing continuing pressure and volatility around the fuel adjustment charge and related billing impacts. The CPUC cannot protect the public if quorum is unstable or if continuity is disrupted. So I ask, what is the plan and timeline to maintain or restore full CPUC quorum and operational capacity so the Commission can act promptly on ratepayer impacting matters, especially FAC oversight and other ongoing investigation and oversight issues? Third, the renewable energy RFP is not a minor procurement. It is a long-term commitment that can shift risk and costs onto ratepayers for a generation. Any flaw, especially conflicts, can trigger bid protests, litigation, delay, and potential higher costs that the public will ultimately pay, which is what's going on right now. Therefore, I ask, has the complete procurement record been preserved and produced for independent oversight, board minutes and resolutions, roll call votes, evaluator score sheets, conflict of interest disclosure, and written recusals? Because if any board member participated in a procurement decision where a spouse or immediate family member had a financial interest connected to a bidder, that raises at minimum an appearance of impropriety that must be answered with documents, not rumors, not politics, not silence. Mr. President, public confidence is already strained. When oversight appears weakened, at the same time a major long-term procurement is moving forward, people will assume the worst. We should not let that happen. So today, I respectfully request three things be placed on the record and acted upon. One, a written, documented explanation of the rescission or withdrawal of Chairman Cyrock's nomination. Two, a clear quorum and continuity plan with timelines. And three, a joint public hearing by Senate EAGI and Senate PUTC focused on CPC quorum impacts and renewable energy RFP procurement integrity, without discussing the merits of any specific pending cases. Ratepayers are not a blank check. The people of the CNMI cannot be locked into a 25-year obligation under a process that is anything less than transparent, ethically clean, and legally defensible. I would also like to make this other comment.
Mr. Representative Aldon, just to let you know, you're at your 5-minute mark, so I'll give you 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I'll just read this real quick. The Commonwealth failed to build water resiliency even though the law already existed. After Super Typhoon Sinlaku, the CNMI faced a system-wide water emergency serious enough that the Commonwealth Utility Corporation issued a precautionary boil water notice for all 3 islands on April 16, 2026. CUC also had to stand up emergency water filling station while parts of the system were only gradually being restored. That is not resilience. That is an emergency survival after system failure. What makes this worse is that the Commonwealth did not face this crisis with no tools available. The law was already on the books. In 1995, the legislature enacted Public Law 9-42, the Water Catchment Tank Loan Revolving Fund Program Act of 1995, which repealed and reenacted Article 6 of Title 4, Division 8. That law authorized $100 million from the Commonwealth Development Authority, now CDA, funds to be used exclusively for loans to qualified individuals to purchase and install residential water catchment tanks and booster pumps. The law was not symbolic. It was a direct policy decision to help households build distributed water self-reliance. The legislature in 1995 understood the problem clearly. The findings of Public Law 9-42 recognized that many residents either lack reliable public water service or suffered from low pressure interruptions and other service failure. The purpose of the law was obvious. If the centralized system fails or does not adequately serve the people, households must have another way to secure water. This is why the question today is not whether the CNMI could have predicted a major water emergency. The real question is this: why did the Commonwealth fail to build distributed water resiliency when it already had law authorizing it? If this program had been meaningfully funded, continuously operated, and expanded...
Representative Aldon, your time, so please wrap it up.
I'm sorry.
You can feel free to submit any letter you would like to my office. Thank you. Public comment is still open.
Good morning, Half a Day, Zantiro, Honorable Senate President Carl King Neighbors, and Honorable Senate members of the 24th Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature. For the record, my name is Jean Paul B. Regis, Special Assistant for the Administration under the Office of the Governor. On behalf of the Honorable Governor David M. Apateng and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Dennis James C. Mindiola, I thank you for conducting this Senate session and the opportunity to appear before you today. Mr. Senate President, I am honored to extend the administration's appreciation and express our gratitude once more to the honorable Senate members that are present here today and to your Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations Committee, chaired by the Honorable Senator Francisco Q. Cruz, for the time and effort you've all put into evaluating and examining the governor and lieutenant governor's past and present nominees. This morning, you'll be entertaining Senate Standing Committee Report 24-75, the nomination of the Honorable Roberto C. Naraha to serve as the Associate Justice for the Supreme Court of the Northern Mariana Islands. Senate Standing Committee Report 24-76, the nomination of the Honorable Joseph N. Camacho to serve as presiding judge for the Superior Court of the Northern Mariana Islands. And Senate Standing Committee Report 24-77, the nomination of Mr. Joey Patrick San Nicolas, Esquire, to serve as Associate Judge for the Superior Court of the Northern Mariana Islands. Your relentless time and effort on entertaining our nominees is an essential step forward as the administration finalizes the vacancies in the judicial branch. Once again, Honorable Senate President King Neighbors and honorable members of this esteemed Senate body, Governor David M. Apateng and Lieutenant Governor Dennis James C. Mendiola extends their sincere appreciation for your generous and favorable consideration on behalf of our nominees here today. Thank you, si Masi Zangiliso.
Susan Masi, Mr. Regis, thank you for your comments. If you don't mind, provide the Sergeant at Arms with a copy of your testimony. With that, public comments are still open. There being none, we'll go ahead and close public comments and move on to the next item of our agenda. Reading and approval of journal, there are none. Messages from the governor, recognize the clerk.
Mr. President, we only have one governor's communication, 24-255.
Discussion by the members? None? Moving on to item E, nothing under the communications from the judiciary. Item F, communications from heads of executive departments. Recognize the clerk.
Yeah, we have 24-26, Mr. President.
Discussion by the members. Ready? Going on, we'll move on to communications from the House.
We have three, Mr. President, 24-144 to 146.
Comments from the members. If there are no objections, I'd like to go ahead and move to the standing committee reports, so we can dispose of the appointees for today. No objections? So we'll go ahead and move to item M of our agenda, standing committee reports, and I'll recognize floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we address any of the standing committee report, for the public's information, the Senate will address the 3 judicial confirmations in the following order. First, the Senate will consider the confirmation of the Honorable Roberto Camacho Naraha to fill the vacancy on the Supreme Court created by the resignation of the Honorable Justice Perry Enos. And if confirmed, the Judge Naraha's elevation will create a vacancy in the position of presiding judge. At that time, the Senate will then consider the confirmation of the Honorable Joseph Narita Camacho to fill that role. And if Judge Camacho is confirmed, this will in turn create a vacancy for an associate judge position. The Senate will then subsequently consider the confirmation of Joey Patrick San Nicolas to fill that seat. And at this time, Mr. President, I move to adopt Standing Committee Report number 24-75 from the Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations, reporting on the executive appointment of the Honorable Roberto Camacho Naraha, presiding judge of the Commonwealth Superior Court, to serve as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands.
Second.
Thank you, floor leader. There has been a motion offered by the floor leader for the adoption of standing committee report number 24-75 and it has been seconded. Under discussion, I'd like to recognize the chairman of EAGI, Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, your Committee on Executive Appointment and Investigation has 3 standing committee report to this body. And the first standing committee report is 24-75, and this is the executive appointment of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha to serve as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Mr. President, your Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigation, to which was referred the appointment of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha to serve as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, begs leave to report as follows. After review and consideration of the testimonies provided, your committee recommends the confirmation of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha's appointment to serve as Associate Justice for the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Pursuant to Rule 8, Section 5 of the Interim Rules of the Senate, it is the duty and purpose of your committee to report to the Senate for legislative action pertaining to the appointment of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha to serve as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Your committee has examined all pertinent documents relating to the executive appointment of the Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha's overall credentials to serve as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And in summation of all written and oral testimonies provided to the committee, there are 10 written testimonies in support of the appointee, 19 oral testimonies in support of the appointee, of which 12 hard copies of the testimony stated were submitted on the date of the respective hearings, and no written or oral testimonies in opposition of the appointee. Additionally, your committee stated several recommendations, issues, and concerns to the appointee that are included in this report. Therefore, based on the overall assessment of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha's credentials, experiences, testimonies, and other relevant issues considered, your committee respectfully recommends the confirmation of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha to serve as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Public hearings were conducted on all three senatorial districts to give the general public the opportunity to participate. And on March 19, 2026, in Rhoda Mayor's Conference Hall, Office of the Mayor of the Municipality of Rhoda, Tatatsu, Rhoda. And on March 26, 2026, at the Tinian Courthouse, San Jose, Tinian. And on April 1st, 2026, in the Senate Chamber, Vice Speaker Jesus P. Mafnas Memorial Building, Capitol Hill, Saipan. And during the hearing, certain recommendation, issues, and concerns were raised for the appointee to address and look into and confirm as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And in conclusion, all required documents in conformance with Rule 8, Section 5 of the Interim Rules of the Senate have been submitted to the committee for review and consideration. And based on the submission of pertinent documents and testimonies, your committee concludes that the executive appointment of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha to serve as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands is in accordance with 1 CMC subsection 3302. Therefore, your committee consents the confirmation of Honorable Presiding Judge Roberto Camacho Naraha to serve as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Again, I ask this body of the Senate to kindly support Standing Committee Report number 24-75. Thank you, and I yield back, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz. Members, still open for discussion? Good. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Calvo,
Yes.
Senator Castro,
Unggan.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Unggan.
Senator Mabufnia,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Donald,
Yes.
Senator Manglonya Paul,
Yes.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President, all 8 members voting yes.
With all 8 members voting yes, Standing Committee Report 24-75 is hereby adopted by this body, officially confirming Presiding Judge Honorable Roberto Camacho Naraha to serve as the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. Buenas and good morning. I am deeply honored to appear here today before this distinguished body, the Senate of the 24th Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature. Together with my wife, Frances, and our family who are with us, we extend our deepest and sincerest appreciation for your vote of confidence. Your action today confirms me to an exceptionally important and essential public position as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Northern Marianas Islands. I am profoundly grateful and truly honored for the vote of confidence you have placed in me. To the President of the Senate, the Honorable Carl R. King Neighbors, Sijus Maasi. To the Vice President of the Senate, the Honorable Karina L. Magofnia, Sijus Maasi. To the Floor Leader, the Honorable Donald M. Manglonia, Sijus Maasi. To the Chairman of EAGI, the Honorable Francisco Q. Cruz, Sijus Maasi. To the Senators from Rhoda, the Honorable Ronnie M. Calvo, Sijus Maasi. The Honorable Paul A. Magnolia, Sijus Maasi. To the Senator from Tinian, the Honorable Jude U. Hapsinider, Sijus Maasi. To the Senators from Saipan, the Honorable Selena R. Babauta, Sijus Maasi. The Honorable Manny Gregorio T. Castro, Sijus Maasi. At this time, I would also like to extend my sincerest and deepest appreciation to our Governor, the Honorable David M. Apatang, and Lieutenant Governor, the Honorable Dennis C. Mendiola, for placing their trust and confidence in my capacity to serve as Associate Justice of our Supreme Court. Governor Apatang and Lieutenant Governor Mendiola, Undangklu na Sijus Maasi. I would also like to express my gratitude and appreciation to the Special Assistant of the Administration under the Office of the Governor, John Paul B. Regis, for presenting me before the Senate Standing Committee on Executive Appointment and Government Investigation at all three public hearings on the islands of Rhoda, Tinian, and Saipan. I am truly honored and pretty proud to have been nominated and confirmed as the next Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. I look forward to serving in this role and to working closely with Chief Justice Alexandro C. Castro and Associate Justice John A. Manglonia. Our community deserves nothing less than effective, fair, and principled public service. As an appellate court, our duty is to faithfully execute our constitutional responsibilities. Collectively, we are committed to ensuring that the Supreme Court operates at all times with dignity, independence, and integrity. When individuals come before the court seeking resolution of their dispute, they must be assured the justice system they stand before and the court that presides over them will administer the law fairly, impartially, and with integrity. I would also like to extend my profound appreciation to my family. I am deeply grateful to my family for standing by me and supporting me through every stage of my career. It has often been said that behind every successful man is a woman who nurtures, supports, and strengthens him. In my life, it is not just a saying, that person is my wife. To my loving wife, Frances, thank you for your unwavering support, your encouragement, your patience, and most especially your love. You have been my foundation, my motivation, and my constant source of strength. To my loving children, my constant source of joy, Nikita and Reggie, Matilde and Chad, Robert Jr. and Megan, Tomasa, Leopoldo, and Keisha, and my 8 loving grandchildren, thank you for very much for your constant encouragement and support. To my loving mother, Tomasa, for your tireless love, guidance, lessons, and encouragement. And Uncle Nasida's Masi. To my sister Francis, husband Jesse, and family, my sister Christy, husband Jerry, and family, for your constant support, Sudas Masi. To my brother-in-law Jack, wife Esther, and family, my sister-in-law Gloria, husband John, and family, for always being there to lead the charge or quietly offer support, Sudas Masi. To my in-laws, Joseph and family, Margaret Dean and family, Larry and family, Marisa and family, Lorenza and family, Maggie, Mark, and family, Sudas Masi. To the dedicated staff of the Commonwealth Judiciary, thank you very much, and undangkulina Sudas Masi. To all my relatives, friends, and supporters who are here with us today, and those who are far away, thank you. To the people of the Commonwealth who have quietly and steadfastly supported me, it is an honor to continue serving you, and I remain committed to upholding the responsibilities of my role with integrity, fairness, and dedication. In the aftermath of Super Typhoon Sinlaku, our hearts are heavy. So many in our community are facing deep uncertainty and hardship. I extend my heartfelt thoughts and prayers to all who have been affected. May God bless our islands and our people. Thank you very much, and Sudas Maasi para todos Samzo. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honorable. Before we proceed any further, if I can just kindly ask for a short recess. Thank you. We now rise back from our short recess, and we are on standing committees, reports from standing committees, and I would like to recognize once more Floor Leader Magnolia.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have Standing Committee Report number 24-76 from the Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations, reporting on the executive appointment of the Honorable Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho to serve as the presiding judge of the Commonwealth Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. I move for its adoption.
Second.
There has been a motion made by the floor leader for the adoption of Standing Committee Report 24-76, and it has been seconded. Under discussion, I'd now like to recognize the chairman of EAGI, Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the second standing committee report from your executive appointment and government investigation standing committee that is ready to present to this Senate body. And this is standing committee report number 24-76. The executive appointment of the Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho to serve as a presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Mr. President, your Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigation, to which was referred the appointment of the Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho to serve as presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, beg leave to report as follows. And after review and consideration of testimonies provided, your committee recommends the confirmation of Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho's appointment to serve as presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Pursuant to Rule 8, Section 5 of the Interim Rules of the Senate, it is the duty and purpose of your committee to report to the Senate for legislative action pertaining to the appointment of the Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho to serve as presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Your committee has examined all pertinent documents relating to the executive appointment of Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho's overall credentials to serve as presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And in summation of all written and oral testimonies provided to the committee, there are 32 written testimonies in support of the appointee, 38 oral testimonies in support of the appointee, of which 20 hard copies of the testimony stated were submitted on the date of the respective hearings, no oral testimonies in opposition of the appointee, and 1 written testimony in opposition of the appointee. Additionally, your committee stated several recommendations, issues, and concerns to the appointee that are included in this report. And therefore, based on the overall assessment of Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho's credential, experiences, testimonies, and other relevant issues considered, your committee respectfully recommends the confirmation of Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho to serve as presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. The public hearings were conducted on all 3 senatorial districts to allow the general public to participate. And on March 19, 2026, in the Rota Mayor's Conference Hall, Office of the Mayor of the Municipality of Rota, Tatatsuk, Rota. And on March 26, 2026, at the Tinian Courthouse, San Jose, Tinian. And on April 1st, 2026, in the Senate Chamber, Vice Speaker Sus P. Mafnas Memorial Building, Capitol Hill, Saipan. And during the hearings, certain recommendations and issues and concerns were raised for the appointee to address and look into if confirmed as presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And in conclusion, all required documents in conformance with Rule 8, Section 5 of the Interim Rules of the Senate have been submitted to your committee for review and consideration. And based on the submission of pertinent documents and testimonies, your committee concludes that the executive appointment of Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho to serve as the presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands is in accordance with 1 CMC 3204. Therefore, your committee consents the confirmation of Honorable Associate Judge Joseph James Norita Camacho to serve as presiding judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. I ask the full body of the Senate to support Standing Committee Report number 24-76. I thank you and I yield back, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz. Members, the floor is still open for discussion. Ready? Before we proceed, if I could allow the opportunity for Your Honorable to provide brief comments.
Good afternoon, Senate President. It's already 12:05, and I'll keep it brief. I wasn't planning to make a long speech, but I think now Associate Justice Nora kind of tie me in a place where I have to at least say something. Thank you very much, former presiding judge and now Associate Justice. If you don't mind, Senate President and Senators, I'll make a brief one, but maybe I'll do it in reverse order. First and foremost, I want to thank my wife. Obviously, I wouldn't be here in this position for many years. She's been very supportive. Right now, I don't want to borrow the line about a strong woman behind you pushing that, but I'm going to borrow anyways because I owe her that much. So thank you to my wife, especially for our son, who's very near and dear to my heart. He's my #1 best friend, if I can say that. And if I was going to list all the names of all the family members, it better just take out the roster and just list them down. But I don't want to miss any name, so if I can do a general thank you from my mom's side, Marcela Leto Camacho, on that side of the branch of the family. I thank all of those families. They've been basically with me since I was born, so I want to extend enormous appreciation for their support. I think some of them are here. They're represented. On my father's side, and the family in that side, Vicente Tudela Camacho, I also want to thank all the family members in there. I hesitate to mention names because we would be here till tomorrow, and I know everybody's very busy rebuilding from the typhoon now. On my wife's side, on the father's side, is Peter, David Peter. Some of the family members are also here. Thank you to those family members, my in-laws. And on my wife's mother's side, Deogadina Alipuzo, as you can tell, many of them are here also. Thank you very much for all the support, not just for here in this position and the judicial officer, but in my other life as a politician and also as an attorney. They've been very supportive in that. So all of them have. I don't want to shorten this, but I would like to thank the chairman of the committee and all the members of the committee having all those public hearings in Rhoda, Tinian, and here in Saipan. They ask very probing questions, and rightly so. Right? You should screen out any candidate to see if they're qualified. And even though they ask probing questions, I really appreciate that I was never cut off or pushed to just finish my question. They gave me as much time to explain whatever it is that I was explaining my answers to. So very much appreciate to the chairman and all the committee members. To the full body of the Senate, very much appreciate. Without you, this would not happen. And let me at least extend enormous thank you to Governor Apatang and the Lieutenant Governor, Dennis Mendiola also, for their nomination and confidence. I should not be, I don't want to be remiss, but I should thank the people that were at the judiciary for a better part of almost 15 years now that have been helping me, supporting me. The staff at the judiciary is really an extension of the judge, right? I cannot do my job without them. No, they do the hard work. Many of the staff here, we would not be able to do our work unless. In particular, I should name Ms. Delia Salas Magofni, who's been basically my judicial assistant for 15 years. She's very much a big part of what goes on in the, behind the curtain, so to speak, of keeping our chamber running. And if I miss anybody's name, it wasn't by intention. You know, it's a small favor to ask Senate President and senators. I also like to thank God. My mother was a very devout Catholic, and she always said, you should pray, right? Because God doesn't always answer your prayers, but He always listens when you're asking. So thank you very much for an opportunity, thanking God, all the family members, our friends, our classmates, and other members of the bar who've shown support. Thank you very much, Senator, and to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Camacho. I do have some brief remarks. Obviously, you've had a long and stellar career, and to all of the appointees today, please allow me to take this opportunity to first thank all of you for accepting this opportunity and this new challenge. I just received a message from our delegate who also wanted me to extend, a very warm congratulations to all of you, and looks forward to all of your success in the judiciary in the upcoming future. And with that, I'll go ahead and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Senator Babauta, Senator Calvo,
Yes.
Senator Castro,
Ngan.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Ngan.
Senator Magofnia, Senator Manglonia Donald,
Yes.
Senator Manglonia Ko,
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Mr. President, 7 members voting yes, 2 absent.
With 7 members voting yes, Standing Committee Report 24-76 is hereby adopted, officially confirming Honorable Judge Joseph James Narita Camacho to serve as the presiding judge of the Commonwealth Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Island. Congratulations. Short recess. We now rise back to agenda item M, reports of standing committees, and I would like to recognize the floor leader.
Mr. President, thank you. We have Standing Committee Report number 24-77 from the Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations, reporting on the executive appointment of Mr. Joey Patrick Nicholas Esquire to serve as an Associate Judge of the Commonwealth Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. I move for its adoption.
Second.
There has been a motion offered by the floor leader for the adoption of Standing Committee Report 24-77 and has been seconded. Under discussion, I'd like to recognize Chairman of EAGI, Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, this is the last standing committee report under the executive appointment and government investigation. And this is standing committee report number 24-77. This is the executive appointment of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Again, Mr. President, your Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigation, to which would refer the appointment of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, begs leave to report as follows. And after review and consideration of testimonies provided, your committee recommends the confirmation of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Pursuant to Rule 8, Section 5 of the Interim Rules of the Senate, it is the duty and purpose of your committee to report to the Senate for legislative action pertaining to the appointment of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Your committee has examined pertinent documents relating to the appointment of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas' overall credentials to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, and in summation of all written and oral testimonies provided to the committee, there are 16 written testimonies in support of appointee, 34 oral testimonies in support of the appointee, of which 17 hard copies of the testimony stated were submitted on the date of the respective hearings, and no written or oral testimonies in opposition of the appointee. Additionally, your committee stated several recommendations, issues, and concerns to the appointee that are included in this report. Therefore, based on the overall assessment of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas' credentials, experiences, testimonies, and other relevant issues considered, your committee respectfully recommends the confirmation of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. The public hearings were conducted on all three senatorial districts to allow the general public to participate. And on March 19, 2026, in Rota Mayor's Conference Hall, Office of the Mayor of the Municipality of Rota, Tatatsuk, Rota. And on March 26, 2026, at the Tinian Courthouse, San Jose, Tinian. And on April 1st, 2026, here at the Senate Chamber, Vice Speaker Suspi Mafnas Memorial Building, Capitol Hill, Saipan. And during the hearing, certain recommendation, issues, and concerns were raised for Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to address and look into if confirmed as Associate Judge of the Presiding Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And in conclusion, all required documents are in conformance with Rule 8, Section 5 of the Interim Rules of the Senate have been submitted to your committee for review and consideration. And based on the submission of pertinent documents and testimonies, your committee concludes that the executive appointment of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands is in accordance with 1 CMC 3302. Therefore, your committee consents the confirmation of Attorney Joey Patrick Nicholas to serve as Associate Judge of the Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Again, I humbly ask this body to kindly support Standing Committee Report number 24-77. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield back.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz. Floor is still open under discussion. And if there being none, I'll go ahead and kindly, if there are no objections, I'd like to allow Mr. Santa Claus Esquire to provide his brief remarks.
Jesus Masi, Mr. President. Serizo zabe dili na finutomor kolen na nervous itlumu za mas zo no comfortable como se ensinyan serizo. Como mangagi tinian ne za tagini na klasin no inet nun isi manenet nun grupo specialmente cada dos sacan quattro na sacan kasi comprender faleleko. Za hogui mas ottimo na spicador ne. Ten kim kolu i mas ottimo na spicador tagi gua ne mas ottimo gini na spicador za bealuk. Iafa paro masangan esta masangan. Pues ti necessario esta hafa pabisangan. Lo sinin badgo donklu na onrusti ginin goals and yes go mas y más cariñosa. Nasagwa. Thank you very much. Jauna pabi songa di put amzu ni kada unu na membro nisti na kwetpo sti Senate. Anay apuntazo y honorables David Mundo Apatang. Afaisinzo i Chief Justice Cosinia behunai dangkluna con rispetto cada uno gizamzo na senador. Come che legna Cosinia befan visita, befan doc, befan gogo nu opportunidad za banirosu pa bisanga na cada uno na membronisti na Senate. A baba petanya, un baba petan mizo para mi na tres. Zani gana bin malefan now. Jesus Masi. Im mismo tempo, za pa bi recognisa i chairman i EAGI ni sedi za gini ni leadership i Senate sti lokwe. Ni sedi todos i Toto Marianas. Di cada municipalidad Marianas. Oportunidad pufan motto gisti inekungok i pare tres na maapuntan no i pare judiciary za anaya oportunidad kada isla ni pufan zotialum mensahe testimonio sinenti pagutsagisti taza ni sucedisti gilena lao para bebisita kada isla za pabe unguk ekunguk afa isinentinia. So nanayo chairman undongklu na si Jusmasi i vice chairman todo member ni EAGI specialmente agu Mr. President ni un fere di unai ami ni man mapunta unai i publikun Marianas oportunidad po fanai loki afa isinentinia put esti tres ni man mapunta. Stalu undongklu na si Jusmasi Mr. President dan para todo do samzu na membro istina na Senate. Sen mas serizo be tai pago i kunu statement. Mr. President, honorable members and honorable members of the Senate, good afternoon. I am deeply honored and humbled by the Senate's hopefully confirmation. And I thank each of you for your trust, your careful consideration, and your services to the people of the Commonwealth. I extend my sincere appreciation to Governor David Apatang and Lieutenant Governor Dennis Mendiola for this nomination and for the confidence in me. We gather at a time when our islands are recovering from the impacts of Typhoon Sinlaku. When it has tested our communities, it has also reminded us of the enduring strength and resiliency of the people of the Marianas. Time and again, we have come together to overcome adversity, and we will do so again. To my family, friends, and colleagues throughout the Commonwealth, thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement. I am especially grateful to my family whose sacrifices and guidance have shaped my life. Zazana pabirikunisa, familya ko, familya Tilulok, sa Nicolas. Familya Pepero, sa Blan. Familya ko Diaz. Zan, todo do. Familya ko ni sumaputazo. Yi todo sa katkwet na manera ni todo anay mamaisin zo azuto. Za unay zo. Ni azudun mizo. Ninga ni may malef anina. I accept this responsibility with humility and a firm commitment to uphold the rule of law, to apply the law faithfully and impartially, and to serve without fear or favor. Together as one Commonwealth, we will meet the challenges before us and move forward with strength and unity. Thank you, Mr. President and members, and God bless the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Sizus Masi.
Sizus Masi, Council Nicolas, for those words. I just would like to say provide some brief remarks. This is a unique and special day for us as well from the Second Senatorial District. You've broken a lot of ground in your time, and it's been an honor to watch the maturation and your dedication to public service and your willingness to come back and to do it in this capacity. You've never shied away with your time being the counsel for the Tinian mayor, also your time as mayor, your time as AG. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I wish for you only the best moving forward. Thank you. With that, clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Cabo,
Yes.
Senator Castro,
Unggan.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Unggan.
Senator Magnolia Donald,
Yes.
Senator Magnolia Paul,
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Mr. President, 7 members voting yes, 2 absent.
With 7 members voting yes, Standing Committee Report 24-77 is hereby adopted, officially confirming Mr. Joey P. San Nicolas Esquire to serve as an Associate Judge of the Commonwealth Superior Court of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Congratulations. Short recess, please. We now rise back to session. We are on item Q, petitions, memorials, and miscellaneous communications. Clerk?
Mr. President, we have four on our agenda, 2491 to 94.
Discussion by the members. Ready? Under our announcements, floor is open. None? Okay. Moving on to adjournment. I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I move to adjourn today's session, subject to the call of the chair.
Do I hear a second? There has been a motion to adjourn today's session, subject to the call of the chair, and has been seconded. Discussions? Ready? All in favor say aye. All opposed? This Senate session is adjourned, subject to the call at 1:13 p.m. Susmasi.